Each day of public health restrictions pushes more businesses to the brink of bankruptcy. Today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau gave a bit of a lifeline to some that are struggling to pay their rent. Mike Drolet explains.
Prohibition Gastro-House has been a staple on Toronto's trendy Queen Street for 13 years, but losing $30,000 a week was too much for owner Michael Summerfield's stomach.
Loans won't help us, deferrals won't help us, money is the only thing that's going to help. But is it just throwing good money after bad when you can't even put enough people in the restaurant to make money and pay your staff and pay your suppliers and pay the government?
His doors are now closed. The rent assistance program announced by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, too late to save his restaurant. But the plan works like this. The mortgaged commercial property owner has to first reduce rent for tenants by at least 75% to qualify for a forgivable loan. So the losses are shared. The tenant covers 25%, the property owner 25%, and the federal and provincial governments will pick up the remaining 50%.
This is an event that put us into deep freeze, put us into hibernation, as it were, and everyone had to stop and hold while we let this wave of COVID pass through.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses is happy, but concerned with the fine print. Businesses have to be down 70% in revenues to qualify, and the CFIB predicts over 30% of businesses are losing too much to stay open, but not enough to get the assistance. And all of it hinges on the landlords themselves. They first have to agree to give tenants a break on their rent.
I would imagine that a landlord would rather have, 75% of the rent than none of the rent and an empty space. But it's still a bit of an open question and one that we're watching very, very carefully.
As will much of the country, because with over 90% of businesses considered small or medium, a lot is riding on this program. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.
Canada's correctional facilities are another hotbed for COVID-19 outbreaks. There are more than 190 confirmed cases of COVID-19 among federal prisoners, and one inmate has died. As Abigail Bimman reports, the virus is creating tension.
That's the sound of upset inmates at the Saskatchewan Penitentiary who say they were locked in the yard in the cold.
They leave us outside in the middle of a flu pandemic.
The recording obtained by Global News is just one example of increased tensions behind bars due to COVID-19. No violence in that case, but riots are something everyone worries about.
And is there fears of uprising? Absolutely, there's fears, but our members are weighing those risks on a daily basis.
There have been nearly 400 cases of COVID-19 among inmates and staff at provincial and federal institutions.
The coronavirus can spread like wildfire behind prison walls, and then it spills out into our communities.
The numbers come from the University of Ottawa's Justin Pichet. He says most provinces have moved in the right direction by releasing, in total, more than 3,000 inmates who are awaiting trial out on bail, like Shane Morin.
Better for the safety of other people in there because it's a small environment.
When he showed symptoms, Morin went into quarantine at the Saskatoon Correctional Centre, only allowed out of his cell every 2 days to shower. He says his test came back negative and he's healthy now.
Everyone was worried. Yeah, I was worried. I was scared, right? It's a very dirty place, right? It's not too clean, but you just got to remain your hygiene, keep everything in order. And they have cleaners and stuff in there that spray things down, but I don't know, it's also pretty scary, right? If one person comes in there, it's just going to spread, right?
But there is no clear evidence of an increase in releases at the federal level, where there are more cases and more serious sentences being served.
These are all provincial governments headed by conservative leaning parties. And meanwhile, and unfortunately, the federal government has kind of been stuck in the mud.
The public safety minister said he was concerned a month ago.
There's a number of things being examined to address what we believe to be a fairly significant risk.
The head of the Canadian Police Association told the Parliamentary Health Committee he's concerned too, but about early releases.
Has the potential to add unnecessary stress to an already overburdened system.
The head of the Correctional Officers Union says overall the response has been reactive when it should be proactive. The bottom line from Ottawa, they're working on solutions. But behind bars, the virus moves much faster than government decision-making. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.
There's so much information surrounding coronavirus out there now. We know you have questions. Email your questions at globalnews.ca. Tune in to Global National or go to globalnews.ca/coronavirus now to find the answers.